Hi, my name is Benjamin Katz, and welcome back to the 48 State Ice Cream Review, where today I'm at the Inside Scoop in South Paris, Maine, trying the two flavors, Butterscotch Crunch and Caramel Apple Cookie. I did make the slight mistake of getting two flavors that look the exact same, so I believe I'm going to start with the Caramel Apple Cookie here. And right off the bat, I'm enjoying this flavor. The taste is very apple-y and very cookie-y. It's kind of hard to get a flavor that tastes like a cookie. Usually people rely on cookie chunks, cookie dough chunks. But this actually kind of tastes like a cookie, which is kind of strange to say, but it kind of nailed it. I will say, it's a very loose texture, and it is slightly icier than I would expect. But it's not terrible. It just is a bit less creamy than usual. Honestly, this texture is almost crumbly. There is very little cohesion in the ice cream itself, and it's sort of splintering apart with a lot of fissure lines. I get maybe that is a product of the iciness, but the ice cream itself doesn't taste that bad on the palate, nor does the texture have too much of an impact. So I will say, while it's a bit strange for ice cream, it's not unbearable. It's just definitely a lot less creamy than what you would expect from a traditional ice cream. Okay, now let's go in for the Butterscotch Crunch. It's hard to get butterscotch right, but they nailed it. The Inside Scoop is really popping off in terms of the flavors that they're giving. Very strong, very on point, very focused. And the texture of this Butterscotch Crunch is quite simply lovely. It tastes just like a regular ice cream, and they utilize the mix-in strategically. There are little bits of chocolate mixed throughout, but they're crunchy bits of chocolate. Now, usually, that's a bad thing when in the mint chocolate chip when you're using regular chocolate and you're getting that crunch that you're not expecting or wanting. Here, they're sort of advertising the crunch, and the chocolate chips are clearly rough chopped, so that you're getting more of these sharp fragments that will crunch more satisfyingly on the palate. And it is quite small, the size of the chocolate chunks, which doesn't gum up the teeth too much. Also, there are little mini pretzel bits in here, which really adds to the crunchy aspect. They got the crunch down right. I think the pretzels work so well because they're not exactly fresh tasting. They do taste a little bit stale, a little bit soggy, so it's not the full, powerful crunch of a pretzel stick. But there is still the remnant that isn't too distracting from the ice cream itself. And of course, the saltiness of a pretzel is always going to complement well with an ice cream, because salty and sweet go well together on a, frankly, universal rule. Alright, now let's try these two flavors together. I'm expecting this to be lovely, because butterscotch and apple go very well together, in my experience. Caramel, butterscotch, apple. It's divine. I really can't fault this flavor combination. It's doing exactly what it's advertising, and it's doing a bang-up job at that. I will say it is a bit sweet. For anyone who prefers the sweeter flavors, these flavors are 100% the way to go. It's a bit sweet for my palate, and actually I'm starting to notice that my tongue and my upper lip are starting to get coated in a bit of a syrupy texture, which I don't particularly love, and I do wish I had some water beside me, but it's not overwhelming, and it's definitely workable. If I were to come back here, I would bring a bottle of water with me. And I do want to note, for the caramel apple cookie, this is a new flavor. This was recently introduced, so I won't fault the textural issues too much, because I'm sure they're still working out kinks in the actual production of this ice cream. If I were to recommend any changes, I would say try to make it a bit creamier, because right now it's splitting apart. I don't know if it's you can tell in this shot, but the caramel apple cookie is sort of falling apart and cleaving along these lines that a normal ice cream wouldn't cleave along. Okay, so I think I'm ready for my closing thoughts. The Inside Scoop is providing value to its community by offering not only an ice cream shop, but also a sweets shop. It's a dual sort of combination establishment that is offering really anything and everything sweet, chocolatey, or ice cream. And you can tell the locals are frequenting this establishment. It's friendly, it has a lovely homey feel. I actually was in there as a school sports team was all ordering their ice cream, and they let me go ahead because there were like 15 people ahead of me in line, and it was just a very lovely experience to see that there are so many people that are just simply in the area coming to congregate at this ice cream shop. There is a lovely little low wall to the side of the building that people can sit on, and they also provided a bench behind the building. It takes up one parking spot, but there is proper seating that I can sit at and enjoy my ice cream that's not right next to the road. I very much appreciate that. Inside Scoop, good job for putting this bench here, because it's just a lovely sort of way for me to sit surrounded by greenery and, of course, a parking lot, and enjoy Scoop of ice cream without worrying about all the road noise and the unpleasantries of the smell of gas cars. And I have to give them a lot of credit for it. And the one issue I have with this ice cream shop is that unless you're a local, I really can't recommend coming here because it's kind of far out of the way for everything. It's not along the main coastal highway. It's kind of up in the mountains near some lakes. If you're in the area, it's a great place to come to. Definitely make like a 45-minute, hour-long drive to come here, 100%. But to any wayfaring travelers, you're not gonna sort of want to come this way. And there certainly are better options along the main interstate highways. But for what it is a $5 hefty scoop of ice cream, which is homemade with care and attention to the flavors, and lovely customer service with a lovely community surrounding it. And I think that's worth something. If you like this video and want to see more like it, consider subscribing, or go to findfilzermarketing.com for more on the journey. Thank you.